sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. I'm very excited to have the guys from ProShot System come in and talk to us about shooting. I know we have a lot of questions about how we want to shoot the ball and the techniques. These guys have it down to a science, and I have no doubt if you start this early enough and work on it well enough, there's no reason why you couldn't be a 50% three-point shooter in games. So let's start over here with Miguel and talk about the foundation. Now, what I always talk about is when the ball is in the air, you're in the air. And that means we do a thing called a hop. So let's quickly break that down and show us, Miguel, what that looks like. As the ball's coming, he's going to get the ball, he's going to do a hop. Good, you see that? Now from this position, he can do anything he wants. Shot fake, and drive. He has either pivot foot he wants to use, which is the beauty of this thing. In the past, you might have been taught to step in. Well, if you step in, you only have one foot as your pivot foot. You're going to have to go this way or cross your body to go. And the defense knows this. When you do the hop, you can go either way. You can step with the right or you can step with the left. So it's very, very versatile. His feet are already square to the basket. Most players, if they're not trained right, will face the ball, right? So show them that. Now try and do a hop when you start like that. Right? Either that's a travel or you're turning in the air. It's all a mismatch. There's no reason why you can't play the game of basketball by turning your neck, right? So watch, he just turns his neck and he has to turn an upper body and boom, ready to go. That's the hop, the first part. You do that kind of preparation, you're already way ahead of the game. The second thing we talk about is the turn. So get the ball back on top. Let's watch the hop again. Here's the hop. Now watch how he ends up when he's facing the ball at the basket. His feet are turned toward his weak side hand. Now Miguel, tell us a little bit about what that does when you have a turn with your feet.
It pretty much aligns your hip and your shoulder right in the middle of the basket and stuff.
Okay, you have a lot of guys who have trouble keeping their elbow in. And we talk about stretching and yanking and doing all this stuff. Well, I tell you, the turn solves almost all those problems. I even think that Brewer, which one is it, Ronnie?
Right.
Ronnie Brewer, if he did this, would probably benefit the most because he thinks he can't do it because he hurt his wrist and his elbow, the whole thing. I think it's the turn would help him. So we have the hop and the turn. From there, you'll see a lot of Division I coaches talk about not dipping the ball. And that means when the ball is caught, a lot of guys will catch it as they are shooting it, bring it down. And they say, no, do not bring it down. They'll stand here with the thing and they'll make sure and they'll hit it every time until you stop doing that. It's very awkward, not easy to get a rhythm. So our take on that, and the same thing with the ProShot system, is if you do your preparation with the hop, doing a dip will not take any more time than it would normally take. Ray Allen does this and has a little bit of a dip, and that rhythm you get is crucial. Did you used to shoot without the dip?
Yeah, I tried to, and it was hard to do that.
Yeah, so what's the difference? You want to rush it for a tenth of a second without a dip but miss 5% more of your shots, or do the dip, have the rhythm, make 5% more. I think the answer is pretty simple. So let's start again from the top. Here comes the hop. You'll see the turn. You'll see the dip. The ball goes down a little bit, and then when he shoots the ball, he's going to do what they call the sway. You might have heard this before where they talk about guys jumping forward a little bit. And there is that component of jumping forward because, as Paul, who invented the ProShot system, believes, most shots are missed short. And I believe him. I agree with him. So by jumping forward a little bit, you can eliminate a lot of those short shots. So let's see this in real time. There's the hop, turn, dip, and sway. Beautiful. The sway isn't just simply jumping into the ball, jumping into your shot rigid, like this, okay? The sway, show us, Miguel, when the sway happens, talk about what's happening with your hips and your body.
Well, pretty much what's happening, your feet are going forward, and then your left shoulder is going back, and then you're aligning your right shoulder in front of the basket and stuff. So it makes you relax a little bit.
Great. So the whole key here that we've seen is when guys get too tense in their shoulders, they don't shoot very well. Obviously, the shot needs to be as smooth as it can be. And when you see guys coming up there and muscling it and shooting it, you're never going to be consistent with that. So the sway part of this is a bit of a bend in the waist as you sway. So the legs kick out forward. You can kind of pretend like you're Michael Jordan. Now, Michael Jordan could touch the top of the backboard, but it doesn't mean that you can't emulate the basic fundamentals of what he did. And certainly he had pretty much success from that, right? I would say. All the guys do this. And I'm not even sure they know they do this. You could ask Kobe Bryant if he sways, he might have any clue. But you can watch the tapes and we can show you that they do it, all of them do it. Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant, Ray Allen. So here comes the ball. Hop, turn, dip, sway, splash. Beautiful. So that is how we shoot this shot, and I hope you guys can study this, and I guarantee you, if you're in the right setting and you work on this correctly, you can increase your percentage infinitely. I'm telling you, we can have an army of shooters coming out in the next 5 to 10 years that shoot 50-55% from three-point range. No reason why they can't with this kind of method. So thanks for joining us. I hope you learned a lot from this. And don't forget, lots more coming up at B-Ball Breakdown, because we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in?